All right, so we've done enough talking. I do want to take you over to our first possible gold pill overdose. All right, here we go, gentlemen.
You're my baby boy, and I love you more than anything in the world. You know that. And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman. As you get older, I'm going to teach you tricks on how to find a dumb lady that loves just tanning and comes from a family full of perhaps oil money.
Hey.
And then you can be a spoken for, well taken care of trophy husband and surf every day. And then maybe someday grandpa can also get on the money train and be a part of your rich wife's life. Son, there's nothing I want more for you than to be wealthy, healthy, and wise, but not work, okay? She just needs to have money. This is a Southern California dream, and I believe you can do it, buddy.
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, I'm going to put a poll in the chat real quick, and I'm going to ask, has this guy overdosed on gold pills? Oh God. I'll say I get where he's coming from. This may be the mindset we need to adopt in order to push back against the delusional other side. Like if the other side is that delusional, maybe it takes delusion against delusion in order to bring this back to some kind of accord. You know what I mean? Like they start high, you start very low, and you reach some kind of middle. This is all part of the negotiation right here, and I think he found out how to start the negotiation. Has this guy overdosed on gold pills? Yes, he is drunk. No, he took just the right amount. Let me add another option. He needs more, frankly. He needs more gold pills. All right, I'm starting the poll right now. And we're gonna watch it again just to give you guys a fair squeeze here.
You're my baby boy, and I love you more than anything in the world.
Hey, people love their kids, and he probably just became a father, and he's like, this is my son. I want what's best for him. I don't want him getting screwed out here. What are his options?
That, and there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
Yep, we know that.
Sorry, it's my right.
So this is going to be a reverse hypergamy.
As you get older, I'm going to teach you tricks on how to find a dumb lady that loves just tanning and comes from a family full of perhaps oil money. And then all
right, see, now he's thinking. Kanye West was doing this recently. He was like, dang, why did I marry the assistant when I could have married Paris Hilton? He was like, I could have owned hotels by now. From the divorce or whatever, right? Because, we see people circumambulating around something, right? There's something that seems to be wanting to come alive here.
You can be a spoken for, well taken care of trophy husband and surf every day. And then maybe someday grandpa can also get on the money train. And
this is where I think he might be a little overdosed. Grandpa, huh? That's a new one. I will say this. The strange part about this video that I couldn't help but think when I saw this is that this is how we raise women today, right? Like this is the exact advice pretty much that, especially, you can say tradcon women are given. It's like try to, for them, it's okay. It's okay to want to marry a guy that makes good money because it's, your job to protect and provide. And that's how masculinity is viewed. And it's like, I love my daughter and I just hope you marry some good man who makes plenty of money and takes care of you. And instead of the father-in-law getting on it, it's the mother-in-law. It's the mother-in-law who comes in and now she wants to start living off the guy too in some respects. Or this woman comes in, with the sad story about how her family needs something. And you're just like, all right, let me just poop out 12 grand real quick, help them take care of whatever BS problem they got. And then this person's sick and that and whatever sad story you can think about starts coming up. And it's this situation, but reversed.
And be a part of your rich wife's life. Son, there's nothing I want more for you than to be wealthy, healthy, and wise, but not work, okay?
Not work. Ooh, see, now, I mean, I think the gold, pillars, like we're just looking for an even match. That's kind of what we were talking about as far as how the dowry works and endogamy, economic endogamy. The check against hypergamy. What he's suggesting is fighting fire with fire over here. Now, I mean, in some cases that might even be necessary. Maybe this is the proikateris that we read about in that Greek article, right? The dowry hunters. This man is teaching his son to be a dowry hunter. Is this the kind of thing we need to be doing with our young ones? I don't know. Let's see what the poll says real quick, and then we'll look at the comments here. All right. The poll says 60% yes, he is drunk. 40% says no, he took just the right amount. Okay, 0% says he need more. All right, well, that's honestly kind of split. That's kind of split. But the majority of us are like, okay, maybe that's taking it too far. This is definitely a reverse hypergamy. Now, I will say this was good enough to become my newest sound effect.
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman. As you get older, I'm going to teach you tricks.
That's going to be our new sound effect. All right. So when you guys hear that, now you know where it came from. Man, my vision is off today. I don't know what's going on, but we don't stop out here. We keep going, even if our vision's a little foggy. With Tate, you can just take what you can from his advice. I think that's true of probably anybody that gives advice, man. It's probably the best way to go. With anybody who's out here telling you things. And again, there's going to be positives from them. There's going to be positives, going to be things you don't agree with. And that's okay, man. That's just called being a thinking human. This is Trophy. Elena's liking this. What's her dowry? Yeah, oh yeah. This is the best advice a dad can give.
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
That guy, man, he found the gold pill stash and went crazy on him. Women don't want men. Hey, marriage causes divorce. Good to see you, man. Shout out to you. Black pill. All right, we got our black pill brothers in the chat. Black pill greater than red pill greater than gold pill. Okay. Black pill is a special kind of pill. Black pill stuff I get. And it seems like sometimes a lot of red pillers are frankly black pilled, at this point. And I tend to jibe with black pillars so long as they don't bring the green frog up. As soon as I see anybody and they're having a good time with the green frog, I'm like, this is where I gotta exit stage left. Because that's when it starts to get really bad. Oh my God, did I miss super chats, by the way? I hope I read every. Okay, sorry, I got worried for a second. I don't know why. Oh no, I did miss the super chat. Holy crap, dude! I'm sorry. Oh, it didn't show up on my little thing, but that's from Giovanni. Giovanni, if you're still here, brother, thank you so much for the $5 and for here showing some love. Which is probably a better kind of love than what romantic love has done to marriage. So shout out to you. It didn't pop up in my little thing where I can make it big on the screen, so I apologize for that. Giovanni, if you're there, thank you. I also want to shout out Suvaya. Suvaya with the $5. Oh, look at you giving me it's your birthday. We're supposed to be giving you birthday gifts. But I'll take it. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. He has definitely overdosed. Also, I'd be very interested in the Barbie movie review. Yeah, that was my plan. The tough part, obviously it's copyrighted. I was going to take stills from it. And I've been talking about this for like a year and a half and still haven't done it. The whole dowry thing kind of got me onto a different quest. I do want to go back in, though, and look back at the Barbie movie. But, it starts off beautifully. If anybody's watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and if you guys remember the opening there where they see the monolith, it's interesting because the Barbie movie starts off with like that same scene, except instead of a bunch of monkeys, it's a bunch of like little girls playing with dolls, kind of symbolizing motherhood and them being brought up to be moms and live in that role, right? That society, especially traditionally, had for women. And what happens is they're all out there on the savannah or whatever, and then they see this giant Margot Robbie like monolith looking figure, and it's essentially the Barbie ideal. So we can borrow from this movie, you know, Stanley Kubrick from the 60s, and what it means. And then when all the little girls holding their dolls see this Margot Robbie Barbie, like this giant Barbie doll monolith, they all pick up their dolls and they start smashing it on the ground, right? Kind of symbolizing not wanting to be in this role anymore. It's like, you know, okay, motherhood becomes devalued in favor of becoming a sex icon, which is the Barbie ideal, right? So that's a whole interesting thing. And then the whole rest of the movie is about how, you know, there's this Barbie world, and every girl that has a doll in the real world has a Barbie or something. And there's an interesting kind of thing there. So there's this ideal world. And then when Barbie goes into the real world, she finds out that a lot of the damage that the Barbie ideal has done to women psychologically, and a lot of them aren't too happy with her. And there's this kind of deconstruction. So we can kind of watch the deconstruction of the feminine ideal, so to speak, in society. And this movie is kind of almost created to sort of give us a certification on that, or a kind of stamp on it. So it's interesting. You know, I think it's definitely worth discussing. There's a lot of stuff in there too that was interesting. I mean, we can get into it, but that kind of deserves its own thing. So anyways, I appreciate that, Suvaya. Thank you again. We'll have to make that happen for you. Peter with the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. For the overdose dad story, be great to post this part of your stream as a YouTube short. Yeah, I'll have to do that. This is too good. Oh, and again, you just remind me, I have to, let's look at the comments here a little bit. Yeah, my buddy sent me this, and I couldn't believe like nobody reacted to it already. It was just so funny. It was just so funny to me. But the craziest part is, again, this is how women are brought up in our society. But it's normal. It's normal when it's women, and it's like, this is almost a commentary on that instead of like saying, hey, guys do this, because it's like, look how ridiculous it looks in the other way and unfair. But most people can't recognize it when women are the ones that have these expectations. Suvaya says, I have a lot of theories about Barbie and her influence on women and feminism. Well, yeah, I would love to hear that. You know, I know you do a lot of stuff on Twitter, and if you ever do YouTube and stuff like that, that'd be some great discussions there. And all that stuff is worth discussing because it helps us to chart out better, you know, kind of what happened. And it's like, you know, it's almost like as the dowry system falls out of favor, the love match takes over, women start maximizing themselves as a kind of sex icon, you can say, in order to have more of an edge in the market, instead of these other things. I mean, there's a big discussion there, so there can be a lot of fun with that kind of thing. Again, thank you again for the super chat. Very generous. I will do some of these comments, and then I'll look at some of the chats, and then we'll get to the main thing here. Hitting 40 minutes. I was the trophy husband until my baby girl was born. Now I'm the stay-at-home dad with zero time for myself. My role in life now is to teach her to avoid your son. My great-grandma, married 76 years, had this to say: first marry for love, be happy. Easy for a woman to say, especially if you're looking for a provider. But whatever. Next, next, marry for money. Uh-oh. Hope she has some money that she's bringing with her in that deal.
Dowry, it's my right.
Find a doctor who is really busy and can afford to take care of you. Okay, so she's looking for concubine. Haven't gotten to the second part yet, though. Okay, so she's working on it. All right, hopefully she's still married and doesn't do that. That's me. I'm a trophy husband. All right, shout out to you. Join the Coast Guard, then you'll save some rich parents or someone from their family who has a hot daughter, and then you'll meet and live happily ever after. This is the American dream. While all my friends were surfing the QS, I don't know what that is, I was at the skilled nursing facility trying to find the woman of my dreams. They had it all backwards. This guy has a long comment. If my dad had this talk with me, I wouldn't have fumbled the bag. I wish my dad was like you, John. Hey, it's resonating with some of these people. My mate's mom said to him, it's just as easy to fall in love with the rich girl as it is to fall in love with the poor girl. Okay, well, hey, shout out to the gold pill mama here, trying to spread some gold pills. There's actually something somebody put in my Discord. Let me see if I could pull that up. I think it was actually, oh, D'Augusta. Yeah, so D'Augusta here. Oh, by the way, we got to do a big shout out to D'Augusta. He did a fun stream with some other Spanish folks. And they had a great discussion there where he introduced the gold pill to them more and talked about it. And that was really fun. I'll see if I can pull that up too. But we got some interesting technology going. So this was a Spanish speaking, this was a Spanish short, but we have technology. Technology has translated this for us. So we're going to listen and see what she's got to say.
Sweetie, don't go out with women who have no money. How many times must I tell you? And yes, I know they've drilled into your head that men and women want different things and that it's romantic to only care about having someone with you, to give you peace, to give you love. Basically, just the bare minimum to have a relationship. But sweetie, let's be honest. A woman today without money is not a woman who is a basic functional adult.
Okay. Oh, damn. Did you hear that? That almost hurt my feelings.
Be honest, a woman today without money is not a woman who is a basic functional adult.
A woman today without money is not a basic functional adult.
And in real life and not in the world of influencers who speak from their privilege as business owners or the wealthy for 90% of people today, it takes 2 incomes to have a decent family life.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, she's speaking on some honest economics here. A lot of us might not want to accept that, but that's what a lot of us are dealing with that aren't getting rich and moving.
Listen, I don't want to take away your desire.
It's not an AI video. It's a real video, but AI translated it. So I can show you the real one after. Shout out to D'Augusta for sharing this in the Discord.
To prove its strive, work hard, succeed, but the only woman who will truly appreciate your work and effort is one who knows what it takes. And that's a woman who works and has her own money.
Okay. A lot of tradcons aren't going to like this. A lot of red pillars aren't going to like this either. Hell, maybe even some feminists won't like that. But
that's not all.
I don't know, guys. Are we witnessing something?
Look for a woman who shares earnings, not one who says what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
We heard that a lot.
That's not being ethical. Yes, I know you'll say, Lauren, but there are hardly any women like that anymore. Sweetheart, raise your standards. You teach people how you deserve to be loved. Raising standards makes it harder to find a partner, but prevents bad experience.
Okay, yeah. Hey, at least I can give her credit for thinking about this differently. That's all I'm saying.